It took me many years to understand this fully when it comes to health anxiety, and it's going to make the biggest difference in your health anxiety recovery. Let's dive in. I welcome you to this very important video, my friends, in regards to health anxiety recovery. If you haven't subscribed and hit the bell for all the notifications, please do and support this channel. And if you want to learn more about any of my anxiety recovery programs, click here at any point in the video. As we dive deep into the most important understanding in regards to your health anxiety recovery, and that is this: health anxiety is your nervous system's way of trying to maintain a baseline level of stress that it thinks you need. You see, health anxiety starts with an idea, a catastrophic thought, something intrusive in the mind, a feeling, an emotion that you experience, a bodily symptom that shows up, or one that has traveled to another part of your body. All these things, these elements of health anxiety are not the problem. The challenge is that your nervous system is using these elements of health anxiety to try to increase your level of stress to where it feels is most comfortable and where it feels it needs to be in regards to living in this unsafe world. The root cause isn't health anxiety, my friends. It's the addiction to stress. That's why you see so many health anxiety sufferers that also recover. Because when the initial idea, feeling, or emotional state or bodily symptom shows up, they are not as excitable, therefore leading that, compounding that initial idea into a high level of stress. That is where recovery lies, in the ability to be indifferent in the face of the elements of health anxiety. It's kind of like watching paint dry. When you can get to that level of disinterest and boredom when it comes to the elements of health anxiety, that is when your healing will be supercharged, because it is in that very moment where you understand that it's your addiction to stress that's the problem and the biggest challenge in your recovery, and not those little elements of health anxiety. Because as the stress addiction grows, the amygdala, which is the center of your fear response, becomes more sensitive. And this shapes your beliefs and your fears. So it's not that you believe what you do when it comes to your ill health or catastrophic thinking and all that sort of stuff. It is not that you believe in the fears that show up in your mind or body. It is that you are in such a sensitized state that your system wants to immediately default to the worst possible scenario because it is so sensitized at this very moment. And it wasn't one experience, two experiences, three experiences that got you here. It was the compounding of stress. It was the compounding of certain experiences in your life that brought you to the point of burnout. And health anxiety and anxiety is a telltale sign of the beginning or the increase into burnout. You are burned out, right? You are absolutely burned out because you've gone beyond your mental, emotional, behavioral, physical threshold. You've gone beyond it for so long that now your body is screaming and it wants to keep you in a high level of stress because you have unknowingly programmed your system into thinking that the world is very threatening at every given moment. Health anxiety is not your problem. It's the addiction to stress. And what I want you to understand is that you are meeting that addiction to stress in many different ways, which adds to your health anxiety. Social media scrolling, gossiping, fearful thinking, watching movies that increase your stress, reality shows, looking for the worst possible scenario when you go out there, looking to try to control other people's behaviors and actions. All of this is so that the nervous system can get you back to that baseline level of stress. Now, what I hope for is that you take this understanding and start looking at the elements of health anxiety differently. Because when the thought shows up, you can look at it going, okay, I know that this thought is the starting point to try to increase my stress. I see that this feeling or emotion is the starting point to try to increase my stress to get to that baseline level of stress. I can see that this symptom, it wants my attention so that I can get myself back to that baseline level of stress. These are not the problem. The challenge here is to make sure that you don't fall for that trap anymore, because you now understand that your biggest challenge is this addiction to stress. And health anxiety is one way that the nervous system uses to get you back to that high level, baseline level of stress. Now, I want you to give this a few moments to kind of integrate and for you to process this. Even watch this video a few times so that you understand what's really taking place within your nervous system and the burnout that you feel right now. As well, I'd like you to comment below on your biggest epiphany when it comes to what I've talked about today, because this is a game changer, my friends. When you can truly grasp this idea and start to implement it in your response to symptoms, in your response to these ideas and thoughts that spontaneously show up in your mind, then you're going to find that everything changes, right? So comment below, and I hope this video spoke to you. I love you so very much from the bottom of my heart. Have a wonderful day, and remember that you are more than anxiety. Bye-bye.